It's killing me to see that look on your face. It shows some remorse, it's my fault, of course. Made a million wrong decisions, I'll probably make some more. But need to know what's the shine, I need cashing. Yeah, sure, I'm not sure that 괜히 밝힌 But I swear that you're the only one that I see, yeah. 아름다운 머리부터 발끝까지, yeah. This time I'ma do it right. No doubt 네스 우위다, yeah. 내 맘을 알아줘, no lie. 미안해, 되부지. Baby, I'm sorry for the things that I didn't mean. 정말 미안해, 되부지. Yeah, I'll say it in 100 ways. Please believe me when I say I'm sorry. Over and over again, I need something. 看到你出的眼泪 Yeah, that's on me. 내 사랑하지마, 난 멈추지 않아. 미안해, 되부지. Yeah. Baby, I'm sorry for the things that I didn't mean. Oh, 미안해.
Hello everyone. As you know, I've been doing a lot more gear stuff as well. I've been testing a lot of different digital audio players, and on the last one I did with the Ibasso DX180, I asked you a question if you were still dongling it or you were moving up to a DAP. But if dongles are your speed, this is a review for you. Now, previously, my ultimate absolute best I've ever tried was this EPZ TP50. Fully loaded, $110, had pretty much everything that you wanted and more features than you would be shocked to know that you can get in a little dongle. Well, today I'm going to bring you the ONIX. This one's called the XL1 Alpha. So I'm just going to call it the Alpha. Alfie. That's it here. If you don't know who ONIX is and their gear, they make some baller stuff, high-end stuff. Who is ONIX? Well, if you look to the south in the British Isles to a small little seaside town called Brighton, in a famous holiday resort in England, known for being the center, the capital, known for being the capital of British music and arts. It's also the birthplace of ONIX in 1979 from a college student named Tony Brady. Now, Tony's studies at Brighton's Technical College was being put to good use, obviously. And back then he was making pint-sized little amplifiers. So as companies get notoriety, they get recognized, they grow. In 1997, then ONIX turned to the east and upgraded and modernized, but kept the British DNA and sound. Back in 2003 is when Shanling became involved and became their OEM manufacturer for ONIX. That's who ONIX is, and if this is British sound, then I am hooked. In fact, this unit was supplied to me for no charge, but I turned around and actually went out and was so impressed. I went out and I bought the XM5 digital audio player that's coming. So that'll be a future review. I'm super stoked with the 9039 DAC chips that I haven't heard before. So that's pretty cool. this is coming out at $109. Straight up, best dongle ever heard. Blows the TP50 out of the water, and we'll get into a bit more there as well. So comes in this little box. Boop. You open it up. It has again the motif of ONIX. Comes with a USB-A to USB-C. Underneath came with this little OTG cable, USB-C to USB-C. I wish it was a little bit longer. I like my dongles hanging longer, but I guess you can always either pull on it or buy a longer cord. Anyway, mine was provided by ONIX, and it came with this little leatherette case. Not real leather. Save the animals of the planet. But again, just so well done. Says Alpha on it, gold stitching. The reason I didn't put it on mine is because this thing is so damn pretty and industrial looking. There's no way I'm putting a cover on this thing. The build quality is absolutely standout. I mean, the aluminum, extruded aluminum casing just has the perfect weight. It feels solid, but isn't too heavy. The gold accents and the gold buttons, again, super beautiful. On the top of the unit, it has a status light, which is also your play pause. And it has a plus and minus button, which is configurable on the player itself in a super easy menu, or you can simply go into the companion app from Shanling, and we'll talk about why that is later in this review, and do all of these functions. Now, everything can be done right off this super easy to use menu. You have your gain controls, you have balance control, you have, like I said, these two plus minus buttons are configurable. Volume buttons here, or these two buttons here, can be changed. Your volume management can be changed. So you can either use the dongle's volume, the alpha's volume, or you can switch it to source volume, so you're controlling your source. Or you can configure it to where that is your track backwards and forwards. So then you would have full control, play, pause, track backwards, forwards. Everything is on this 0.87 inch monochromatic display. And that little status light that you see there right now, it is blue, but it also, that's how they start off. Blue is the sampling rate. So as you climb in your sampling rates, you can get blue, green, yellow, purple, white, and red. So 6 different colors that little RGB light will turn on and depending on your sampling rate. I thought that was a pretty cool standout feature. I just love when things glow purple and red, you know. I think it's pretty cool. So, talking about what's inside of this little guy right now, this uses, and we've seen lots of integration and implementation of this Sirius Logic DAP chips. Very well regarded for their high sound quality. In this one, there is a set of CS43198. See that in a lot of different dongles. But what makes this ONIX Alpha a little bit different is they also switched it up with the op amps that are being used. Now, I know something from my observations. I can tell you that the DAC chip does not make the sound signature. It's the sum of the whole. And that includes the amplifier section and the digital processing as well, what goes on inside of here. ONIX has switched it up, and they've actually partnered with a op amp company called SG Micro. And so inside of here is a set of SGM 8262 op amps. And they're powerful little beasts. 240 milliwatts, 4.4 balanced, full swig. 500 milliwatts, 32 ohms, 4.4 balanced. A lot of juice. So not only that though, I mean the single-ended was also stand out. 180 milliwatts of power out of the single-ended at 32 ohms. So big juice. But these op amps and whatever circuitry is going on inside of this dongle, let's get some sound going on. Couple things before we get to that. Plugging it into my laptop, Windows 10, Windows 11, no drivers needed, plug and play. Way you go. Some of the other standout features I want to talk about is these filters. Okay, so in this menu, it's basically saying, what is it, the hell is it saying? UAC. It's telling me that it's playing UAC because it's connected to my laptop. There we go. So gain, right? So gain, low, high. And here you're going to be, what is that? So this is the filters. So you have different filters. Now I will say something about the filters. Out of all the electronics that I have played with, DAPs and dongles, there's only 3 that have ever, for my ears, actually made an audible difference when I played around with the filters. Not my Astel and Kern Con Max, not the Canon N3 Ultra, didn't do it. The Hibbies didn't do it for me. The Shanling M5 Ultra and the EPZ TP50s, one of the things I said about it was that the filters made an actual audible, noticeable difference, and it was usable to sculpt your sound. This is number 3. That's pretty impressive as well. A couple of my things that I found, the NOS is bit perfect, so no oversampling. The slower filters I found was really nice to tame the highs. So if you had a really bright or forward IM, that's the kind of filter that you would use, and you can hear that. Or if you were using the fast filters, they would help bring out maybe a little bit warmer gear to bring out the details and the highs. And I, again, found that quite usable in my testing as well. In fact, just to let you know how I was doing this testing, I drove it off my Hi-Fiman 400i planar headphones, no problem. Then I was using the Elysian Acoustic Labs Pilgrim. I was using a new Jazzir 61T, and I was also comparing that to a 6BA from Meyer Audio, the SLT6. So 5 different, lots of gear that went through my ears with the testing to get its idea of its sound signature. Some of the other things that the ONIX Alpha really kind of stood out, again, it does have big power, but it also has very low noise. And kind of noticeable how dark and the background was. You didn't get any hissing, even on the low impedance IMs that I've tried. So jumping into the sound portion, how does the Alpha sound? Well, wow. Very, very, very detailed. Super resolving. And on the flip side, a very natural, organic sounding dongle. I wouldn't just say dongle. I mean, this was also doing an AB. I did it with the Shelly Labs J2 with the 8K 4493 DAC, Sparkos op amps, and my topping A90D. And this is fantastic in comparison, right? Effortless music. That's the way I'm going to describe the sound signature of the Alpha. It played everything transparently from 20 to 20. Nothing stood out. Nothing was overly exaggerated in the frequency spectrum. The highs were perfectly rendered, as was the mids natural, fluid. It was just, the bass was just beautifully done as well. Really musical, punchy still, and pull deep. So zero complaints with its sound signature, really across the board. Now, in comparison, why did this little guy kick butt over this little guy? Well, fully featured, but I can control this from the companion app. And I'll pull this up, a little screenshot here, and you can see that it is fully featured, where this doesn't have any of that. The build quality is absolutely standout. The EPZs, sometimes the termination sockets are a little too recessed, where this is beautifully flushed into the chassis as well. It feels and looks to be better made. Now, in sound, though, this is where the biggie difference came from. Listening to this, then switching to this, the sound sounds way more compressed on the EPZ TP50. I was pretty blown away by its sound quality, but this trumps it by a landslide. The Alpha is way more natural sounding. It's extremely resolving and detailed, and the TP50 takes a noticeable step back from the Alpha. And we go further. The stage is wider, more 3D, more holographic on the Alpha. The timbre and the tonality, vocals, instruments sound better, more natural on the Alpha than they do the TP50. Everything went to the favor of this over this at the same price. This is the new king. Absolutely. What's the negatives? Zero. Not a single one. Nothing. Can't think of anything, be quite honest with you. Yeah, I was pretty blown away by this little dongle. So if you're still dangling your dongle, I'm not shilling this dongle, guys. It's actually that good. Seriously. Sound, features, it's that good. ONIX Alpha. There you go. That's all you need.